We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing today? I am Techotroff. We are engineered to win. Changing it up just a little bit today. I didn't put a intro. Why don't you just jump right into it? Let me put up our 2 hour timer up on. So let me know, how is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is doing well. We have a lot of work to do. This is learning DevOps. First and foremost, I want to say a very, very, very happy Mother's Day to everyone out, to all the mothers out there. Thank you guys so much for all of the work that you do. And with that being said, I have also put in a special Mother's Day gift giveaway in for the Tech Coach off Patreon, 30 days access. And you can join, get all the information. You can join the team Tech Coach off Discord, all of that good stuff. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. I also have it on the Twitch side. I also have a link to it on X. So click on the link, sign up today, and join in all the fun. I think it's a limited amount. So first come, first serve. Whoever is able to get it, shout out to you. Let's jump into our agenda really, really quickly, and then we will start. I'll check the chat, and then we'll get to work. All right. So, let's see what we got going on for today. First and foremost, I have to say a big, big, big thank you so much to all of the subscribers to the channel. You guys are so, so valuable. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. Thank you so much to all of the brand new subscribers, to those who have been with me for a very, very long time, those that I talk to on a regular basis, and those who are watching from the clouds, who are lurking. I appreciate every last one of you.
I appreciate you.
And shout out to the growing followers on Twitch. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for allowing me to add value into your lives. And those who watch on X as well, thank you so much. I'm just trying to spread value in this tech and career space and mindset and all of that good stuff. So shout out to all of you. And I want to say a big, big salute to all of the Tech Coach Ralph Patreon members. Shout out to my tech barbarians who work so hard. My tech project members, my technical explorers, always working, always getting ready for the next step, never letting down. We are the best.
We the best.
And shout out to my tech mercenaries, those who on the YouTube members who keep this channel alive and growing, who allow me to be able to come back and provide to you all of this content here on YouTube. Thank you so much. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
All right. So with that being said, let's jump into what do we have coming up. So today we're gonna have a really, really condensed sprint review. Actually, like maybe 2 presentations. That is, anyone who joins the Team Tech Coach Drop Patreon, they can join us live for our sprint reviews. So if you take advantage of the link in the chat to get 1 month access, you can join us for this sprint review as well as when we're gonna have in 2 weeks. See how we do things, where we do our sprint review, we do our retrospective, and we do our planning. It's gonna be condensed because it was a crazy hectic past 2 weeks. So we're gonna just extend the sprint, but we do have the 2 presentations that I want to share with you guys. So please join in. Click on the link and enjoy. Right. And then tomorrow morning, large language models. We're going to continue building out our UI for our AI with Gradio. Somebody left me a comment that said that I am late to the party, and I agree. I am late to the party.
Bruh.
However, it's never too late. It is never too late to get some value, to put some things out, because as my guy Wave Nerd has made me aware, there are Gradio. It seems like it's old news, but if I get a better understanding of Gradio, and then I will also be able to apply that knowledge to these other platforms out there. So I'm all with it. So tomorrow morning we're going to be working on Gradio. Tomorrow at noon, I should say, not afternoon, but tomorrow at noon, we're going to be premiering Candid Conversations. I'm going to be talking about a dicey topic tomorrow. The topic is going to be, should you feel obligated to help people? And do you think that people are obligated to help you? That's going to be the topic of conversation tomorrow. Candid conversations. Join us. It's going to be fun. And then, of course, today's night we're going to do our live with Q&A. We're going to get questions, and I'm going to provide answers, and we're going to have conversations, all that good stuff. All right. So with that being said, that is everything that's upcoming. That's everything that's upcoming. All right. So let me do one more thing and then we will get the show started. Let's see. Let's go with this one. I'm going to say, all right. So let me check the chat. And then, by the way, I know I said it already, but I didn't have the banner up. I did not have the banner up. I'm going to put the banner up real quick. I'm going to say, Happy Mother's Day again to all of the mothers out there. Shout out to you guys for all of the hard work that you do day in and day out on a regular basis. Thank you for doing the work of the Lord. All right. So I'm going to check the chat, and then I just thought of a little icebreaker that we're going to talk about. Then we're going to get to work. All right. So let me check the chat real quick. We have my guy in the building. Demystifies says, good afternoon, Ralph. Getting ready to try to make some content. Hope you're doing well as well. I am doing phenomenal. Hopefully you are doing amazing as well, Demystify. And knock them dead with that content. You are an amazing, amazing content creator. You have my back and you have my support. All right, so let's jump into this little icebreaker really, really quick. And then we will, if there's another chat that comes in, we'll check that. If not, we'll get to work, right? You know, I'm always thinking, I'm always strategizing, so we shall see. All right, anyways, let's get to it. Let me go ahead and pull up this little icebreaker record. So you win some. Let me start that over. You win some, you lose some. I'm gonna put up a 5 minutes timer on here, right? I don't know why I have next question on there, but whatever. Actually, no, I'm gonna take that off. Let's start this. Let's start like this. Where is, I'll do the back to work. All right, so let's do this. You win some, you lose some. So yesterday, we had a jiu-jitsu tournament, and it's about the people that you see on Sunday nights on the Half Guard Halfy channel. Sign up to that. Subscribe to that channel if you want to hear more talks about jiu-jitsu. And it did not really go as we had envisioned, except for Henry, of course. Henry is amazing, but yeah, it was pretty bad. But for me, like the way that I always see it is, you win some, you lose some. Like Pop said in Friday, you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. And for me, it's always like, I always see it like, I'll put it like this. At the end of the day, when I go out there and I show up, I perform, it didn't go my way. And I'm moving on to whatever comes next. I have so many different things that are always like in motion, in place: content, training, competition, work, family, that I don't get hung up on a result from one thing, right? Would I love to win? Of course. But I also want to win in a lot of other things as well. So I always have to, I can't dwell on something that happened a minute ago, a day ago, a year ago. I have to, I'm always looking forward, and all right, what's the next thing? Okay, we showed up here. Results wasn't our way. Cool, let's move on. We show up here and the results were our way. We still move on to whatever's next, because I'll tell you this. You might have great success in the next minute, and then A little bit later, something totally different. Like, so the wins and losses, they tally up, but they don't they only last for a certain amount of time. And that time is like seconds, you know? Um, that's why do you think athletes, they don't only want one championship, one, like, one Super Bowl, one NBA championship, one whatever they call it, like is it pennant in baseball? I don't know, whatever they call it in baseball, Stanley Cup for the NHL. They want multiple because one isn't enough. You're always looking for the next thing. So for me, I'm like, all right, um, by the time by the time I'm done with like live stream, by the time I'm done with one live stream, I'm already planning for the next live stream, for the next video, for the next coaching call. For when I'm coaching people, I'm like, all right, after like we're already setting goals for our next call. For our next call, I had a coaching call this morning, and I said, all right, as we were wrapping up, all right, this is what I want you to do for by the time we meet again next week, and always scheduling something, always looking forward, never settling. I think that's a good word, never settling. Right, a lot of times we can have in our first attempt on something, we can have a negative experience because we never did it before. If everything was to go well on your first try, then it wouldn't be a real, it wouldn't be real. I guess it's the best way to I can say it. It wouldn't be real. So for me, I never care. Like I'm always thinking about, all right, um, let's try again. Let's do it again. Let's let's what's next? How can I get better? How can I'm not looking at the past. I'm looking at the future. Always looking at the future, right? Always thinking about analyzing what mistakes did I make, did I made, what mistakes I made, how can I do better? Um, but that's the only thing I look at the past results is how can I produce better results in the future. I'm not in my feelings. I'm not like, oh my god, I lost, so I'm gonna cry in the car. I don't cry in the car. Honestly, I'm done. I'm like, all right, cool, let's move on. Let's strategize.
Get a move
What's
on. Back
next?
to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
You know how in court they'll have a docket of like all the cases, like they have a list of cases for the day, what's on the docket. That's how my calendar is, right? I have a docket. I'm like, all right, we had competition yesterday. What's after the competition is done? What's next on the calendar? And today, what's on the calendar for today? Basketball and coaching call in the morning. Basketball after that. Live stream, agile, another coaching call tonight. And I'm like, I don't have, I'm so busy that I don't have time to think about what happened yesterday. And I think that when you're so focused on one experience is because you're not busy enough. You're not busy enough. When you have the ability to focus on one negative experience, you are not busy enough. So you need to continue looking to improve. One of the like on my calendar is so packed because I'm always training at something. Training here to get better at live streaming, to get better at tech. I have on my calendar the days that I go to jiu-jitsu to get better at that. So I'm always looking forward so I can grow instead of looking back so I can cry at whatever failures or successes that I had. I don't care. I don't care about the failures or successes of the past. I want to focus on the success or failures of the future, right? Focus on those, go out there and win, and let's go out there and get it. Let's go out there and get it.
Let's get it.
All right. So let's wrap that one up. And we are going to get to work for today. All right. So I have started our Google Kubernetes cluster. It should be in the cloud. Let me go and pull up. Let me start our first timer.
It's time to do.
Quick recap. So last week we had a hell of a time. We had a hell of a time last week. The Google Kubernetes Cluster did not want to get started. Had some health issues, so it took like about and my idiot self. I didn't start it up before the show started, so it took like a bunch of time, and we wasted a lot of time last week. What we're going to be, so it's already started, so we're good on the end. We're going to jump into Google Cloud. We're going to create our service account, and we are going to our secrets already created. We're going to create our service account, apply it to the Kubernetes cluster, and we're going to go from there, right? So let's go ahead and go into the cloud console.google cloud, and we are going to shift over here. Make sure, all right, we're going to shift over here, and I'm going to go to Google Kubernetes engine. Trying console. All right, so there goes our cluster running. Last week we had to just make another folder for Terraform because it was all out of whack, but we're good this week. So we're gonna go into here, and we should have our secrets thing enabled. Let's see, where is it? Secrets. Secret manager enabled. All right, so we did that through Terraform. So now we need to. So now, all right. So let's see. Let's find our guide. Let me see. Do I have something over here? Let me see. What's good, Junior? How are you doing this amazing Sunday afternoon? Happy Mother's Day to all the women in your life. All right, so we have Google Secret Manager. It's enabled. How to create Google Secrets with All right, so that one is good. We did that already. Let's go and take a look at. So basically, we are doing all of this in order to use the Terraform secrets, or not Terraform, to use the Google secrets, import it into Terraform, or I keep saying Terraform, import it into Google Kubernetes, and use the secrets that way, so we don't have to be passing around the keys all over the place, which is not safe whatsoever. And I'll tell you this too, right? You know how I always say learning this stuff on your own is just the preliminary portion of it? I've been working with Terraform with AWS Cloud at work the past couple of weeks. And just because you know how to navigate through this, like through your own infrastructure, it is totally different when you're working on it within a work environment, because there are security things that you need to keep in mind. There are people who need to grant you privileges. There's like, the principle of least like zero trust security. So just giving enough access that you need. So it's so different. It is so different. Like, and that's why I say it is so important to learn this stuff on your own, because the job is not required to teach you the basics, but you're gonna have. But what they do help you with is knowing how to work with it, within their infrastructure, their environment. All right. So, use Secret Manager add-on with Google Kubernetes Engine. So we did. Let me see. So we did this, enable the Secrets Manager add-on. We did that through Terraform. Enable Secrets Manager add-on. All right, we did that. And now if we go to, we did this. Let me see. gcloud container cluster update. And all right, so that's already done. It starts with it when it creates a cluster. So basically we are doing. What's good, Wave Nerd? Happy to see you here as always. Let's see. So enable the Secrets Manager add-on on a new GKE cluster. So we did that through Terraform. So that one is done. Configure application to authenticate to the secret manager API. All right, so let's look at that. So we create our service account. So the Google Secrets Manager provider uses a workload identity of the pod that a secret is mounted onto when authenticating to the Secrets Manager API. To allow your application to authenticate to the Secret Manager API using workload identity federation for GKE, follow these steps. Create a new Kubernetes service account or use an existing service account in the same namespace as the pod onto which you want to mount the secret. Create an identity and access management. Create an identity and access management (IAM). Allow policy for the secret manager. I think we did that already, but I'll double check. Pods that use configured Kubernetes service accounts automatically authenticate to the IAM principal identifier that corresponds to the Kubernetes service account when accessing the secret manager API. All right, so create a new Kubernetes service account. We have a service account, but we're going to apply it. I think we did this part via Terraform. We can check that though. So let's go to the other screen. So all right, so add IAM policy binding. Let's go over here. And we have our cluster up and running. We have the Google Secrets Manager secret IAM policy, which is not the same as this IAM policy binding. Okay, so we need to put the namespace in here. So all right, so let's do our cube apply then, and then we're gonna try to do this part. So this is where we left off last time. We're gonna try to do this part right here. Okay, so I'm talking about right here, but I'm so silly. So I said we need to do this, but in order to do this part, because we're gonna need the service account, we're gonna need this service account over here, namespace, and KSA name. KSA Kubernetes service account. All right, namespace, and all right. So what we're gonna do, let's do this apply over here, and then we're going to get the service account name and the namespace. All right, so let's take it over here, and we're gonna go to, we have our service account in here. We're gonna go to, let me open up another one of these, and we're gonna say ls cd kubernetes ls and service account. So we're gonna do, so let me open up the service account real quick, see what's in there. So name UDEC service account namespace default. All right, so let's go ahead and apply cube. Actually, before I can do kubectl, I need to do the see if we remember this. Let me do it in a, I'm gonna do it in a terminal, because with the terminal it's just a little bit easier to see it. Let's go to, yeah, I think it's easier to see it on the, and let me know what you guys think. Wave Nerd Junior, demystify. Is it easier to see like what I'm doing in the terminal when I do it here versus when I do it here? To me, I think it's a little easier when I do it like straight through the terminal instead of through the, because it's like more on the top. But you guys let me know what you guys think. All right, so we're gonna do CD, and then we're gonna do WebStorm projects, and we're gonna do Urban Dictionary infrastructure. So clear CD, and we're gonna go into the folder called Kubernetes, and we need to, so before we can do that apply, we're gonna have to do, I don't remember. There is a command if you want to use, there's a command to be able to use kubectl inside of let me see, where's that command? All right, hold on. Let me see. Let me see. All right, let's just do a search. Google GCP Kubernetes Cluster Cube CTO. Let's see. Let's see if it's this one. All right, so yeah, it's the get credentials one. All right, so let's do this command G cloud, and I don't use this enough to memorize all these commands. It's not this one. What? Container clusters, get credentials, UDEC GKE cluster. Is that the name? Location US East 1. And we're good. All right, perfect. So let's do, now we're gonna do thank you, Memysify. Thank you, Wave Nerd. Yep, clear. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. It's easier to see when I'm not doing it in the IDE. When I'm doing it in the terminal, it's more. Thank you. Appreciate the feedback as always. All right. We are going to do cube C cube. Back to this one now. Yep, cube CTO. Apply -F for a file, and we're gonna say service account. Let that run. And start. Our service account has been created. All right, perfect. So, well, this is exactly what we wanted. Now, the next step is going to be do this policy binding. Now, my question is, can we do this add IAM policy binding via Terraform? The problem that I see doing it with Terraform is when we tear down our infrastructure. Actually, no, I have an idea. If I put it, okay, so I can put this out. So what I was gonna say, the problem that I would have with doing it Terraform is if I was to put it in Terraform, then I need to have the namespace. Well, it's always gonna be default. I need to have these created before I can do this policy binding. But I can say I can put it in the same folder as the cluster Terraform, and I can say that this depends on no, because I have to do the service account applies separately. Yeah, I got to think about it. But for now, we won't do it with Terraform for now, just so that we can, let's make sure that it works, and then I can think about a little bit more about the whole Terraform thing. All right, so I'm gonna apply this manually for now. Let's go to here, and I'm going to say G Cloud secret add IAM policy binding, and the secret. What is the secret name? Secret name is, I think the secret name is, what is the secret name? Oh, wait a second. So it's here already. So if it's here, I wonder if I have to do it again. So let's see. I'm not sure because if it's already there and then all of a sudden the infrastructure gets created. So let's pause on that then. Let's pause on that. All right. So let's see what happens. Let's see what the next step. So define which secrets to mount. To specify which secrets to mount as files in the Kubernetes pod, create a secret provider class YAML manifest and list the secrets to mount and the file name to mount them as. Follow these steps, right? So we're gonna do app secret .yaml file, all right? And then inside there we're gonna have secret store, secret provider class name. The name of your secret provider class object. I guess we can just call it secret provider class, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. For the file name where the secrets will be mounted, you can create multiple files using the resource name and the path variable. For regional secrets, resource name is the complete path to the secret resource that includes the location of the regional secret. So then once we do cube get secret provider class, then it says configure environment where the secrets will be mounted. Save the file as my pod. How do I know the pod name is? Apply the configuration to your cluster. Migrate from existing secret store. So that's not what we're doing. Do I have an autopilot cluster? I think I do have an autopilot cluster. Before using, let's see. Update this. Okay, that's just to disable or enable. Okay, no, so this part is so that part is irrelevant. So let's get into then creating the app secret YAML file. So I'm gonna copy this file right here. And we're gonna do new file, app secrets.yaml. Actually, I want this to go in this folder. And in that folder, we want to have this information. So we have app version, secret store, kind, secret store, secret provider class. I'm gonna just call it UDEC secret provider. I could have just did it like this. UDEC secret provider class, provider GKE, secrets project ID, which is going to be the name or the name of our project, I believe. Get that. And secret name, which is, let me get that. Where's my secret name? Okay, project name. Is that the secret name though? Hold on. Project. Okay, secret ID, I guess. Is that the name? Hold on. Secret name.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
I guess that is a secret name. Secret version. I don't know. 1 maybe? Let's go at 1. And then we'll go from there, right? So let's leave it at that. When we get back, we're going to apply this file and we'll see what happens. We'll start, like, once we get through all the secret configuration, we'll try to enable the database for connection, and then we'll try to run the deployment and run the what do you call the other thing? Run the deployment, expose the ports for us to connect to it, and see if it works. All right, but let's go to full screen. All right, that was our first working segment. We are working towards this to see if we can get this to work finally before we move on to our next phase of life. But I am going to check the chat to see what is everybody up to and say hello before we get to our first break time conversation. Let me see. Junior had said, what's up, family? What's good with you, Junior? Happy to see you here as always. We got my guy, Wave Nerd, in the building to salute chat. Tech Coach, drop salute to you as well, Wave Nerd.
We the best.
Let's see. Trying to take over the world with software. MeMySpy says I can see it well like this, which is the full, like a bigger screen with the terminal. And Wave Nerd said as well, it's clear to the watcher the way you're doing it. Some people's vision needs help with the letter size. Thank you so much. Junior says I need to make sure that I have some good software protection. Then you sound like the Brain, so like Brain from Pinky and the Brain. That was my favorite cartoon. And the Brain from back in the days. Let's see. Wait, it's what I do every day. Shout out to you guys. All right, let's go get rid of that. All right, so let me give me a second. I have to turn on the light. I forgot to turn on the main light, and it is bothering my eyes not being able to see how I want to see. All right, give me 1 second. I can see. Yeah, much better. It was too like the lights right in front of me, but too dark all around. Anyways, I used to do it like that, where the main lights were off and these lights were on, but it was just messing with my eyes too much. All right. Anyways, let's get to our first break time conversation. Curious to hear your thoughts in the chat, and if you're watching this as a clip or on replay, leave me a comment. Curious to know your thoughts, right? But my question for you is, do you ever feel like you've let someone down? So let me put 5 minutes on this, right? But I wanted to have this quick little conversation with you. Kind of like sometimes these first breaks are like a candid conversation, right? But so backstory. I was helping one of the people that I'm coaching get ready for an interview. A few weeks ago, we were working diligently on finishing up a coding project for an interview. After a few weeks went by, they said, "Hey, we want to talk to you," and we went into lockdown mode, which is part of the reason that we're not having a full Scrum night tonight. because we were busy getting ready for this interview. But and like I was telling you guys last week, we trained ferociously for to get ready for this interview. We probably spent, let me see, probably like 5 to 6 hours doing mock interviews and feedback in general. And that's not to include the time that the person I'm coaching spent on their own to practice and be able to, all that good stuff. So we're talking this morning. We're doing a debrief on how the interview went, and the person tells me that, oh, like a bunch of stuff happened leading up to it, technical issues, people making noise in their background, all this stuff, and said, I feel like I let you down. And I had to like, for lack of, I didn't do this, but for lack of a better word, I had to check them. I did not check them like the way that you would take a check, like as people use the word check, but it was more of encouragement, right? Rod Brown would be proud of me right now. But my sentiment was, and this is my sentiment to almost like just about everybody, right? I'm like, I said the way that your attitude and your demeanor is, you could, like, it will not let me down, right? The outcomes, the results, those do not let me down. They only let me down if your work ethic is the reason that you got poor results. But sometimes, like I was saying earlier, you win some, you lose some, right? You win some and you lose some, and you learn it, like what my professor, shout out to Professor Gee, what he always tells us is that in jiu-jitsu you win or you learn, right? A lot of people, they want to win when training in the gym with their friends and training partners. Then they go to the competition and they get frantic, they don't know what they're doing, and then they get destroyed. And and I'm always trying to set the right perspective, the right, like, in the gym. That's where that's your where you experiment. Don't worry about losing. Don't worry about tapping. Like, don't worry about all that stuff. Right? It's experimenting. It's moving. It's getting active. So, and what I told him was like, look, the fact that you performed and you worked so hard, right? Is that like that's not gonna let me down, right? And what I wanted to say to you is, like, you don't owe anybody anything. I know, like, in different chats that I'm in, like these different jujitsu chats, when someone goes to competition and they lose, look, there can only be one winner, right, for the whole tournament. So when somebody loses and they'll post a message and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get the results that I wanted." I like, and I'm like they owed the group something. No, you're the person who is in the hot seat, who's competing, who's interviewing, who's whatever it is that's happening, right? It's you who's performing. So you you're not like, don't let people put that pressure on you that, oh, the whole world is on your shoulder. That to me, that's a big part of, like, of a collective mindset. I do not subscribe whatsoever to a collective mindset. My results are my results. If I win, those are my results. If I lose, those are my
Get a
results.
move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
So for me, I don't I it is very rare that I feel that I, quote unquote, let somebody down. I don't like when people feel like they let me down unless they deliberately did not put in the effort, right? But if you put in the effort, if you are working tirelessly to get better day in, day out, we're talking on a regular basis, we're doing whatever it takes, and you fall just a little bit short. I don't I don't hold that against anyone. Like showing up, being consistent, trying, and then using those results to learn from them and strategizing with them. That is what I'm looking for. That is what I'm thinking about, right? But the whole oh, I let you down. No, people don't let me down, right? Um, it's like, and you shouldn't feel that you are burdened by people expecting particular results from you, because a lot of times you are not the person in control of all of the results. Sometimes things might fall your way, sometimes they don't. What I was explaining this morning in the interview is like for the whole interview thing, I'm like, look, regardless of how you, I said first I said they spent 2 hours interviewing you. If if you did as bad as you thought or as you feel, then they would have cut the interview short a long time ago. But there were many different loops, like there are many different phases of it. So they're taking all of that into consideration. It's not just, oh, I didn't like this one answer. Oh, totally no. So many different phases that they're considering, that they're looking at. And also you're also like, it's also a competition. It's you versus the what, maybe five other people that they're interviewing. So it's not, you're not going against, 8 billion people in the world, right? You're going against like just a few people that they chose to get to that level, and you just have to beat them. And even if they choose somebody else, right? Sometimes something comes up. The person might not like the salary. They might get a better offer, and if you're second choice, third choice, you might end up in first choice because whatever other things might fall through. So what, like I was saying yesterday, or what not yesterday, what I was saying earlier today, is once it's done, don't dwell on the past. Follow up, of course, but don't let it eat at you, because you might feel that you said something wrong. Let it go. Move forward. Don't think you are obligated or burdened by somebody else's expectations. I don't like other people's expectations on me. Um, so that's my thoughts about that. Just don't feel like you let someone down. You just got to keep moving forward, growing, winning, all of that good stuff. All right, let me get to the chat and then we will get back to work. Wave Nerd says, I'm trying to get you. Go down the swarm intelligence agent systems rabbit hole when you get done. Um, For sure, for sure. I don't exactly know what that means, but you know me, I am all with it. We will figure it out. Swarm. See, now I have to write this down. Let me just do a quick search on it. What is the swarm intelligence agent? You know what? Let me just write this down real quick. Swarm intelligence agent. An AI agent swarm is a group of AI agents working together to achieve a common goal, similar to how a swarm of bees or birds work collectively. Each agent within the swarm specializes in a particular task, and they coordinate and share information to solve complex problems more efficiently than a single agent could. That sounds diabolical. That sounds diabolical, Wave Nerd. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see what else. Junior says that that's the same way I talk to my niece. It's all a learning process, and if you don't get it the first time, then make the necessary changes and keep moving forward. Exactly. See, my problem, this is my problem, Junior, and I don't know if it's the same for you, but this is my problem. So it's the effort part, right? It's the effort part. So let's say said niece, right? They don't get the right results because they didn't do the necessary work or preparation for those results. That's when I get bothered, right? Like, because if you did everything that you could and you just fall short because somebody else did a little bit better than you, fine, perfect, no problem. But if you didn't put in the effort in there at all, and now you're crying and complaining because you lost, then I don't feel sorry for you. That's one, and it's a little, I don't know. It's just, ugh, I don't know. But that's my thought. That's my thought. Wave nerd. All right, let's do this. Let's get to our second segment of work for today. All right, let's do this. We are going to this one.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right, so last segment when we left off, we were working on setting up our we're working on setting up our app secrets YAML file. All right. So let's go ahead and say, what is this? Close that down. And we are, what is this? What am I looking at? Cool. All right. So we are creating our secret provider class and version. So we need to give a file name as well. Let's go check in the Google Kubernetes cluster. Actually, no, not in Google Kubernetes cluster. Let's go check in the Google secrets to see what is this? To see what version of the password that we have. We have, where, oh, come on. Where's our secret? Google secret oh, I think we need this one. Or not. Sometimes navigating through Google can be quite a bit annoying. Secret manager. Okay, version 1. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Version 1. All right, perfect. So that's what I had. All right, cool. So let's go back over here. We have our version 1 and a file name. We want to call it, let's call it db connection string. All right, so we have that. And if we are looking at our instructions, so we have all this configured. We put in a secret provider class name, which I just added UDC secret provider class name. I'm gonna put it in camel case. UDEC secret provider class. Let's call it like that. For the regional secret, I don't know if mine is regional. Let's see. Mine is not regional, so that's fair. Oh, wait a second. Is it supposed to be the project ID or the... Because what I'm looking at over here is a number. And over here, I have a name, and over in the resource name, I have a name. So let me see. Project ID, your project ID. I guess I'll try the project ID. Whatever we have over here. Let's try this one right here. Let's go over here. Replace this for now. We can always change it back if we have to. So now let's apply this. Let's clear this. We're gonna do cube CTO apply -f and app-secrets.yaml. All right, so we got an error. It says UDC a lowercase subdomain must consist of lowercase alphanumeric numbers or hyphen or dot and must start and end with an alphanumeric character, for example. What? What? The secret provider class UDC is invalid. Metadata.name invalid value. Secret, a lowercase RFC123 subdomain must consist of lowercase alphanumeric numbers. All right, let's do a little bit of research then. What is secret provider class name supposed to be? GKE. Define which secrets to mount. But what is the format? Secret provider class Kubernetes GKE name format. Let's see. Let's take a look at this Medium article real quick. Step-by-step process of integrating Secret Manager with GKE to securely manage secrets in GKE cluster. Why use Secrets Manager instead of Kubernetes secrets? Centralized secret management. Let me see. Let's see. Remember in the chat of all the shows today, there are links to get a 1 month membership to all of the Tech Coach Off Patreon to Tech Coach Off Patreon for 30 days in celebration of Mother's Day. All right, so it's not gonna last forever, so take advantage now while you have the opportunity. All right. All right. So let's take a look. Going to here. So all this is done. What I need to do is figure out so we got all this done. Okay, so it has to be with dashes. All right, so no worries. All right, so let's do that. Let's say UDEC secret provider class. All right, there we go. Let's apply that. Clear that out. And bring it up. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is get it. There's just a kubectl get secret provider classes. What? Look at that. We have our secret provider class, right? So let's get back to our instructions. Now we need to configure a volume where the secrets will be mounted. Save the following configuration as mypod.yaml. Replace the following pod name of the Kubernetes pod where the secret is mounted. What if I don't have a pod name? Namespace is the Kubernetes namespace. Kubernetes service account name. We got that. Image name. Says in standard clusters only, add the following to the template.spec field to place the pods on node pools that use workload identity federation. Skip this step in autopilot cluster, which rejects the node selector because every node uses the workload identity. All right, so we're using the autopilot, so we don't need this part. This step mounts a volume MySecret add var secrets using the CSI driver. This volume references a secret provider class which acts like the provider. Let me see. Okay, well, I guess we can create the all right, so if I apply this apply the configuration to your cluster. Configure a volume. So we're configuring a volume where the secrets are going to be mounted. So let's do, okay, what does a Kubernetes pod YAML file do? A YAML file is used to create, update, or delete deployments in a Kubernetes cluster. It contains, okay, but I want to know specifically for a pod though. Kubernetes pod YAML file. Kubernetes deployment YAML file with examples. Let's take a look at this one. Let's see. I thought I clicked on pods. Declare the new state of the pods. Deployments are configured using declarative YAML or JSON files, which are designed to the application. Kubernetes continually works to ensure the all right. But if we go back over here, we have a deployment file. And this is just a kind of deployment. Let me see. Let's continue looking at this one. So secret provider class, your project ID. Oh, okay. Look, so here it's supposed to be the actual name of the project, not the. All right, so that's what was a little confusing because in the other one, if you look at over here, oh, I'm showing you the wrong thing. So over here it had an ID, but over here it has the name, which they also use as the ID. So let's go ahead. So we're going to update that, of course. Let's go to. Oops. Oh, come on. Let's copy that. Let's go ahead. Let's go reapply this before we go any further. Here. So I'm updating the resource name. I'm going to do the apply one more time. All right, cool. There we go. So let's do the get one more time. And we're still good. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and let's look over here again. Secret manager, the secret name, the secret version, secret name, where it'll be mounted. We'll do the apply. Set up a storage volume to mount the secrets. All right, so I guess this is fine. We're doing the backend. All right, so I guess we just copy this template over here, which you can copy it from Google, from the Google. And what did they name theirs? They named theirs pod.yaml. All right, let's go to, we'll name ours mypod. Or we'll call it UDEC pod. So let's go ahead and create another folder, another file. We're going to call it UDEC pod.yaml. Actually, go over here. We're going to call it UDEC pod.yaml. And we are going to just copy this whole file. Secret name is going to be, well, secret name, hold on. Secret provider class name, right? Let's go and take that. And we're going to go in here. We're going to put that in there. Volume, my secret. Okay, pod name. Do we have the pod name ready available? Let's see. What is I don't know what the pod name is. Let's go back to over here. Pod name. So it's not, all right, so this is the, wait, this is the pod. Secret, the name of the Kubernetes pod where the secret is mounted. Let's see. Any pod using this Kubernetes service will automatically authenticate with the IAM identity linked to it when accessing the secrets manager. Okay. So is this part that's kind of confusing to me. Metadata name, namespace default. I don't have any. No, I don't have any pods because there's no deployments running. So I guess they want me to. So let's go with service account name, UDEC service account. Is it? Yep, UDEC service account. Let's put that there. Image, image. I guess we get it from the deployment, and we can say this one right here. I'm guessing. Let's see. Pod name. I'm just gonna call it UDEC BE. Namespace default. And let me see, anything else in here? Secrets, my secret.
Lunch break.
I think I live with
Lunch
that.
break.
I think that's everything. All right, so when we get back from break, we will try to apply. I wasn't even showing my screen, was I? All right, perfect. When we get back to break, we will. So I have everything updated. When we get back from break, we will update all of these. We'll try to apply it and see what happens, and we will fix whatever issues that we have stumbled across. Right, but it is now break time. All right, how is everyone doing today? Hopefully, everyone is doing well. Hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the amazing mothers out there and to all the amazing mothers in your lives who are watching this. All right. Let's go to, let me see. Let's jump over to, let me check the chat, and then we will get to our very next break time topic. All right, so Junior says, me too. If you don't apply yourself, it's your fault, and you get what you deserve. Very, very true. Very, very true.
Bruh.
I agree 100,000% with you, Junior. I have sympathy and compassion for those who try really, really hard, and sometimes they might fall a little short. My sympathy and compassion is just to give them a little more push so that they can just get that little extra that they need to get there. But for those who do not try and just want to complain and run in the victim Olympics, I'm like, I ain't got nothing for you.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
This is how I feel. That is just how I feel. Let's see. All right. No, that's it. Right. So let's jump into our second break time for today. Let's do it. So I want to go through this article that is saying that remote workers are more engaged. And I want to know, if you are a remote worker, do you believe that you are more engaged as a remote worker with the rest of the team, maybe the work that you're doing, who knows, right? But yeah, let's jump into this article. All right, so this article says remote workers more engaged, less likely to be thriving, according to a poll from Gallup. Let's jump into that. Let's jump over Scott Bessent, the Secretary of the Treasury. It says remote worker. All right, so this says, I'm gonna put up our 5 minutes just in case. It says remote employees are most likely to be engaged at work, but less likely to be thriving at it, according to a survey published Thursday. See, that's how they're gonna get you back to the office, because you know what? We're happy that you're engaged, but we want you to be thriving. We want you to be thriving here in the workplace, so you have to come back into the office, right? Gallup State of the Global Workplace report found that 31% of remote workers were engaged at work, marking 8 points higher than both those in the hybrid or on-site non-remote capable settings at 23%. Less than 2 in 10 of those who are only able to work on-site said they have been engaged at work. All right, so basically less than 2 in 10. So two people, 1 3/4 of a person said that of those who are only able to work on site. So one in three. So one person and 3/4 of another person said that they are only able to work on site. Said they have been engaged at work, right? So if you can only work on site, you believe that's when you're engaged at work. Despite registering higher engagement, remote workers were not as likely to be thriving, 36% compared to those on-site remote capable employees, and hybrid workers at 42%. According to about 30% of workers who are only able to work on site said they are thriving, the report found. All right. So basically it says about 30% of workers who are only able to work on site said they are thriving. Um, Despite registering higher engagement, remote workers were not as likely to be thriving. 36% said they're not as likely to be thriving compared to those on site. Remote workers and hybrid workers said 42% are able to thrive. About 30% of workers who are only able to work on site. Okay, so they're saying if you're able to work hybrid and on site, then 42% say that they're thriving. But for those who only work on, so basically those who work who are remote, they believe that they're thriving more than those who are working on site. So that is something to consider. Let me see. Let's see what else. Those employees working in a fully remote setting were more likely to feel sadness, loneliness, and anger compared to on-site or hybrid workers. You know, look at that. They're trying to make a case to get you back into the office. They're saying, look, we know that you're not happy working from home. We know that you're feeling sadness, loneliness, and anger management compared to the on-site and hybrid company. So why don't you just come back into the office, be on-site 5 days a week, so you can fight that hour-long traffic, or you can maybe we'll give you Friday off if you decide to be hybrid. All right. Or maybe we'll make you hybrid on Friday. You know, hybrid and remote workers reported about the same amount of stress levels, 45%, but they reported about 7 points higher than those who work on site. The report tracks how employees around the world are doing in their lives and work. Right. So a majority, 57% of fully remote workers worldwide were actively searching or passively looking for new job opportunities. The figure is 10 points lower than 47% among those fully remote employees who are engaged, according to the report. So what they're saying is that 57% are actively looking for or passively looking for a new job, and 47% said that they are engaged at work. So 47%, or 43% are not actively searching or passively looking for a new job. 47% said that 47% among those who are fully remote who are engaged, if I'm understanding correctly. Less than 4 in 10 fully remote employees who are both thriving and engaged said they are searching for new jobs while on the clock. Wowzers. All right. So a poll from YouGov that came out last month found that most Americans, 62% of them, said they believe their job is meaningful to society. Very interesting. Gallup surveyed 227,247 workers around the world from April to December of last year. All right. So that is that article. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think
Get a
remote
move on,
workers?
back to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
Do you feel that remote workers are more engaged with? I'm not sure what they're engaged with. I don't know if the article specifies what they're engaged with, but do you feel that they're more engaged with work and with the workforce by being fully remote, but that they are not? What's the word that they use in this article? Let me see. Do you believe that remote workers are less likely to thrive at work? From what I'm seeing here, they're saying the best balance is a hybrid approach where you go into the office maybe 2 to 3 times a week, and you get to work from home maybe 2 to 3 times a week. I think working from home, a lot of it might come down to personality. It might come down to how you work it, like how long does it take you to respond? Do you miss things? Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's a shaky subject. It is a shaky subject when it comes to remote work, and because I when I do go to the office, when I have been to the office, there's two sides. Like there's some office that I've been to that it is super loud and messy that it's hard to concentrate. I remember this one place I was at. I was always sitting by the door, so every time somebody came in through the door, I would like for some reason I have to look, and it just takes you off everything that you're doing. But like somebody was saying in one of my comments the other day, is that commute in certain areas, it is egregious. Like you have to leave like 2 hours early to make it there on time. And if you're gonna be going for 2 hours, like you're adding like 4 extra hours to your day. All right. So I totally get it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. If you're watching it on replay, leave me a comment. If you are in the chat, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that you're more engaged when you work remotely, versus when you guys congregate in the office? All right. Anyways, let's wrap that up and let's get to the chat. Let's see. We got. Let's go back to full screen. Junior says, if I'm the boss, I don't need to convince you to come back. Just simply tell them to bring their butts back in the office. I hear you, Junior. I hear you. It's a battle though. Because one thing something that you have to be careful with is like when some companies they might try to implement everything all at once, and now if you start destroying your employee morale, you start getting it's probably harder to work your way out of that, because now from a company wide perspective, some people who are very valuable to the company, because if they're valuable to your company, they're probably valuable to other companies as well. They're gonna like, you know what, I don't have to take this. I'm going home, and they might so basically when you try to force a vision too fast on a group of people, on a place, then um you might lose some valuable assets in that process. So you gotta it's a balancing act. It is definitely a balancing act. Let's see. We got my guy Magnetar in the building. Says Sith Coach Ralph.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Junior says, nonsense. When I was a supervisor, we had remote offices where we were stationed, and I didn't even do as much work there, let alone being at my house. So, wow. All right, Junior sharing all the secrets today. I got you, Junior. I got you. Let's see. Magnus says, I can't speak for others too much. For me, I thrived at a much higher rate with remote work more than any other type of schedule. I hear you, Magnus. I hear you. I mean, like I said, I think so here's a problem with it, right? I think companies know that certain employees will thrive working from home and stuff like that. The problem that arises is that sometimes the politics part of it is, well, I have to make it general, and then after it's general, then I can make exceptions to my general policy based on X, Y, and Z, right? So um think about it like that, but I do understand what you're saying, right? I understand what you're saying 100%. Let's see. Junior says, I know you might discourage them. Now, if you want them to quit, that's a whole nother story. Let's see. Manager says, for those who advocated against remote work, all I heard was silly excuses for their arguments, just a bunch of anecdotal statements. So I'm gonna tell you this, McIntyre. I'm gonna tell you this. I think in certain cases, right, you put your work ethic, and you think that everyone else has your same work ethic because I know that you work really hard, right? And you personalize it, but I have I've literally heard people say when working remotely, that they're doing multiple jobs at the same time. They're on multiple calls at the same time. So and if that's the case, they're doing the bare minimum for their companies. I know that's not the case with you, but I have heard people, they market it. They market it as a way to sell their programs to people, charging them thousands of dollars, right? So that's their marketing scheme. So I know that's like, so when you generalize something and you're stereotyping it, it's because a lot of people, like you a lot we like you see it in a lot of different places, you know. So, and as they say, one rotten apple can spoil the whole bunch. They make it terrible for everyone because people are taking advantage, not doing what they're supposed to do. So that, like, it's the same. I think you're also an anecdotal. I think you're also anecdotal statement, right? Because you're basing it on the way that you work, and there's other people who aren't doing as good. They're not as ethical as you are, right? So that's how I put it. It says, and let's not forget bad accusations, aka lies. So my question to you, Magnetar, is, as you're saying bad accusations, how do you know what other people are doing? If you're working remotely in your home, separate from everybody else, how do you know what other people are doing? Especially when they say that they're doing these things, you know? So since I said I couldn't speak for others too much, I could speak for my organization. But you're just one organization in a mix of a lot of them, right? So, and so all I'm saying, whether it's the private sector or the public sector, schemers are going to be scheming. Schemers be scheming, right? That's how I see it. That's how I see it. So like, while like, so and that's why, like, for you, we're talking about the public sector, right? They're not gonna say, oh, well, every other organization slash agency, you guys have to return to office. But that Magnetar is one organization slash agency. They are phenomenal working remotely. They get to stay working from. They have to make a broad policy, right? And a lot of times these broad policies, then there might be exceptions, there might not be. So, but like I said, one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch, you know. So that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. And guess what? I work remotely, Magnetar. I work remotely, but that's why I try to do an amazing job. I try to always be available. I try to always go above and beyond. But at the end of the day, if they want to make a policy, then I gotta do what I gotta do at that point, you know. So, uh, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I was gonna lie to you, but I had to tell the truth. I'm just being honest.
I don't know, Magnetar. I don't know. Anyways, let's do this in one last segment of work, and then we're going to wrap it up for today. Thank you, guys. I I love talking to Magnetar because just great conversation all around. All right, so let's get that off the screen, and let's get into our last working segment for today.
It's time to do.
All right, let me see. Where is this thing that I had up? Oh, yeah, that's this one. All right, let me see. Make sure. All righty then. All right, so let's go ahead and finish up today with one more segment. We are working on creating our pod. And I will call this pod UDCBE for Urban Dictionary of Economic Data Backend. All right, I think that's good. So now we are going to be applying this. I think that's everything. All right, so now let's go to here, do clear ls. We should have, so we have to go into the backend ls. All right, we have our UDC pod pod YAML. And let's see what happens when we apply this pod. Let's go to, oh, I forgot something. I need to put in a, oh, okay, I have it here. Never mind, I didn't forget. All right, so let's go and do, let me go and give access to the, let's go to Mongo. Actually, I'm actually supposed to do some Mongo work. Keep bothering me about that. I might lose access. So I probably should have did that today, to be honest with you. I probably should have did that today. But whatever. Let's see. Let's go to network access. Gonna open up access for 6 hours. Let's do that. And once that's done, we should be able to. All right, cool. So let's go and try to apply this now. What is it supposed to be? All right, so let's do cube CTL apply -f, and what did we name this? UDC pod. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Well, okay. So invalid value for the pod. All right. So okay, cool, got it. So let's change this to this. Change that to that. So note to self, that the Kubernetes likes hyphens, not underscores. Let's do that. The pod is created. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do cube CTL get pods. Oops. All right, so we have that pod there. Status pending. Okay. Now let's go back over here. Apply the configuration to your cluster. This step mounts a volume, my secret, using the CSI. The volume references. All right. So now what? I should have did this before, but apply, because the deployment creates the pods. So let's say apply secret, not secret service, apply secret provider class to deployment instead of pod. Let's see, can we do that? So apply a secret to a deployment of a pod in Kubernetes. You need to configure the deployment volume mount to use a secret CSI and specify the secret class to be used. This ensures that the secrets are mounted to the container within the deployment. Okay, I see, says the blind man. Oh, come on, give me the code. Give me the code. Give me the code. All right. Let's check here to see if they have it in deployment. So we have our secret provider class update. All right. So this is the one we want it in our deployment. So I'm gonna go back over here and I'm going to get rid of kubectl delete pod udec-be. All right. Now we're gonna go back to our deployment, and inside of our deployment, we have our service account here, all that. We need to add a volume. All right, so we need to do the volume secret store inline. So to ensure your application using the secret store CSI driver, update your deployment YAML to use the secret store driver and reference the secret which was created in the previous step. All right. Okay. Volume name secret stores inline secret read only my provider. Let's take a look at the sample real quick. So the container, so this volume is going to be here, and then the volume mount is going to be mounting this onto that. Okay, let's do that. So we're going to take this. Well, if they have the same secret store inline, I don't have to use that same name, I guess. I guess I could use UDC backend secrets. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, so I'm going to copy this right here. And I'm going to, that is under the spec. Under the spec? Within the spec, all right? So we put that, and I'm going to call, so I'm going to call this UDCBE secrets. And I'm going to say volume mount. And that's going to be within the container. So within the container, so right inside of volume mounts, and we're going to call that UDC secrets mounted in MNT secret store. Read only true. Okay. Secret provider class, that's going to be UDC secrets. All right, we got that, but how do we actually end up using it though? Let's go back over here. So set up a storage volume to mount the secrets. Update to use. Let's see. Let's take a look at this one. So secret kubectl exec. What is what's gonna print out the name? Or gonna print out the secret? But then okay, so then we have optional sync with Kubernetes secret. Refer to sync as Kubernetes secret for the steps on syncing the secret store content as Kubernetes secret in addition to the mount. Let me see. All right, so let's go ahead and do. Let's try to apply it. Kubectl apply -f deployment. And our deployment has been created, and we're gonna say kubectl get deployments, and we have that there. Now I'm gonna do this on another screen just in case it shows up the password or the key. Kubectl exec secrets store inline. No S. So basically I am doing this command right here to see if it's going to see if it finds anything. mnt slash what did I call this folder? Secret store. Not found. Oh, because all right. So I typed in secret. So this is what I typed in. I'll put it back on screen for a second. I typed in secret store online, but it should actually be UDEC BE secrets. So I'm going to do that. UDEC BE secrets. They're going to need a space somewhere. What? Oh, what? Jeez, what's going on here? Secret store online. Hold on. What is going on here? So if I go to UDC dash. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. All right. So this is what it has to be. Dash space. And it says that error from, so we can show you this. Error from server. Oh, so it's looking for the pods actually. So it's looking for the pod, not the name. So I was passing in the name of the volume, or you have the volume, I guess. But I should be passing in the, it looks like I should be passing in the name of the pods that are not running. So ls or kubectl get deployments. None of them are up for some weird reason. Okay, but kubectl get pods. No pods. Let's go over here. Retrieve a list of all pods that are within the current namespace. So let's go over to see why our pods are not running. Maybe because, not sure why. Let's go to do I have Kubernetes open? No. Oops. Kubernetes. So we click on our cluster here. Let's see. Deploy. How'd that deploy? Let me see. Workloads. Is referencing secret name is not allowed because the service does not. Okay, so the service account is not allowed because the service account UDEC service account does not reference that secret. Ah, all right. Let's try that again then. Let's take this. Let's go back over here. Now we're getting somewhere. Service account. How do you reference a secret in a service account? All right, let's go and take a look at this. And secrets service account. So that's the, all right, so we're looking for the service account. Look, so container, let's look for this. Referencing, okay. Let's go look at that. The error is not allowed because the service account does not typically arise when a service account in a Kubernetes cluster is trying to access a secret, but the service account has not been explicitly configured to use that secret. In newer versions of Kubernetes, service account token secrets are no longer automatically generated, requiring manual creation. So, kubectl create secret generic my secret from literal secret key. Replace my secret with your secret value, and my name is your actual value. Kubectl create secret generic s. Associated with the pod. So somewhere here, the so let me see. You have the secret created. You replace my secret, your secret value with your actual values. My secret, your secret values. That would be like the actual password and then the name of the namespace.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Replace my SA token secret, your service account token. I don't think we did this part. Do we? Well, let me see something. Let me take one last look at something. So we have UDC Mongo Connect, secret.secret name. If we go to app.secrets, is that the one? So secret name. Oh, is it? All right. So what I'm wondering is, all right, if I take this name right here, right, UDC Mongo Connect, and I go here, and I switch this over to here, and I say, oops, cd dot dot, this would be kubectl dash f apply dash f app dot secret. Okay, that's applied. And is there anything? So let's see. Is there anything else that's referencing this? Let's go to service accounts. I don't see anything referencing it here. Deployments. Let's just delete the deployment and then we will recreate it and see what happens. Could also do a rolling restart, but let's do kubectl delete deployment udec-be, and we shall go and start again. Oh, cd backend. All right. Okay, now let's go back over here to see what's going on. Workloads. Cluster. Don't know. It's still down. Let's click on here. All right, so I think what we'll do next week is pick up from here to see where it's not working correctly. Now we're seeing now we have an error message that we can use to troubleshoot, but referencing secret.secret name UDC Mongo Connect is not allowed because the service account does not reference that secret. So we'll look into that, see what that means, that the service account does not reference that secret. And we go from there. Simple as that. Simple as that. All right. But let's wrap it up for today. Let's go back to full screen. Let's go back to full screen. Let me check the chat, and then I will give final thoughts as we wrap it up. All right. Let's see. Magnetar said that he knew that I would say that. You don't know me, Magnetar. You don't know me. All right, Magnetar says, first you go, you're just one person, but really it's the whole organization. Now you're saying just one agency. I have a story for you. I'll tell you later. All right. I still think you're just one person. Anyways, Manager says if the entire army, if it was the entire army doing well, then you'd switch to well, you're just one branch. If if one of us did bad, then y'all will be quick to label us all bad. I don't go with the y'all because I see myself as an individual as well. So I can't really go with the y'all, but I hear what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying. It says there might be some. I mean, make this a little bigger. It says there might be some out there who slack off. Just saying, for my agency, there was data that backed us. Fed employee data also backs all of us since 2020. Trump and his coach ignored it. Look, one thing that I know is that data can certainly be skewed. All right. I mean, look at LeBron's stats. All right. Data can certainly be skewed. Let's see. Don't punch the Mac. It's 97 degrees out here. What? Let me see. What is it over here? Let me see. Weather. It is 87 degrees with humidity of 58% down here. Zero chance of rain. Zero. Tomorrow it might rain though. Tomorrow's high is 81, low of 74. Tuesday, high of 86, low of 69. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's going to be hot. It's going to be 90 degrees over here. Sunny days, all right? Let's see what else we got. Let's see, Junior says, well, then you have data to work with. Says, I don't know what to tell you, Baxter. I don't know what to tell you.
Ain't believing us.
But it's what it is. I'll be looking forward to hearing that story later. But we're gonna wrap it up for today. Final thoughts for today, or not final thoughts, but final announcements. Final announcements for today is tomorrow we're going to be doing large language models. We're going to be doing candid conversations. At noon. So large language models, we're going to be continuing work with radio. We're going to be applying it to our webpage summarizer, maybe the brochure thingy that we did, and then definitely we're going to be applying it to my content creation generation workflow, where it's like helps me with my metadata, my title, my description, my keywords. So we're going to work on that. Maybe put them in separate boxes as well. Tomorrow's kind of conversation, we're going to be talking about why I believe that you are not obligated to help anyone, and if you're on the other side, no one is obligated to help you. Tonight, if you have joined the Technical Draft Patreon, we're going to be doing a quick sprint review. We're just a couple of presentations on Google Meet, so you're welcome to join in. That's about it. That is about it for today. Let me see as we wrap it up. Let's see. Manager says Trump has had no data though, just another loudmouth, and y'all bought it. Sure, okay. And Junior says great show as usual. Thank you so much, Junior. All right, you guys, I am out of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday. Have a wonderful week out there. Technical Draft. We are out.
Still have a lot to do, I still have to put away the chairs. But anyway, I've got all the chores. Or anyway, it's up to me to do them all. I still have to put my clothes today. All in all, reality is cats, like an alley cat at your park. But now I gotta do your part. a night job and an interview at 5. You've gotten rid of both boyfriends, and you've given me the green light. I got a day job and a night job and an afternoon away. You just waved a hand and we're engaged, you say. I've been up since 4 a.m. and finishing this at midnight. After this thing I should sell it and call it quits when the getting's good. I took a night at your new club today to take a break away from the rats. But now I got your locker stool and your car keys in my cart. I pick up the pieces left on the floor while you walk away like you don't care no more. I'm tired of cleaning every mess you make, slowly losing patience with every break. Every promise broken never leads to change. I'm the one who's always left rearranged. Your lack of effort shows clear as the day. I'll be sweeping you out when I find my way. Hey, hey, I'm the cleanup crew, fixing your mess just like it's new. Hey, hey, won't be here long, cleaning house, I'm moving on. Watching you take credit for the work I do, every single task I pull double through. Your empty words no longer faze me. Soon enough your history, just wait and see. Where's the spark, the dedication gone? I'm carrying weight, dragging us along. No more excuses, your time is past. This sweeps your fate, I'll make it last.